are live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in at this time. Everybody that's here, greatly appreciate it. Anybody watches the replay, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, we don't need a trade, right? Lakers don't need a trade. The good, the fine. All right. They just got bullied, literally bullied by a younger athletic team. Austin Reaves, keep saying, can't handle ball pressure. He's not a point guard. Had, 7 turnovers and threw away probably 5 more. Like that one pass that Anthony Davis, like where he just threw it away, but it touched Anthony Davis. It counts as a turnover for Anthony Davis. Guys didn't show up. Guys just got, absolutely bullied, right? I mean, this game, we had what total? We had turnovers. We had 28 assists to 18 turnovers. You're not winning very many games. I mean, if you just had 5 less, they had like 30 points in turnover or points off of turnovers, right? Like literally, you knock down 4 turnovers, you win this game. It's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy. Like, who showed up this game? Seriously, like this game was awful. Seriously, I mean. Anthony Davis, like I said, got bullied. I mean, LeBron James had, a 28-point triple-double, so he was carrying. Gabe Vincent actually had a good game. Max Christie was doing everything. Like, if the Lakers had won this game, Max Christie deserved the game ball. Like, Max Christie absolutely deserved the game. Like, we need a trade. It's simple. We need a trade, right? It's that easy. I don't know how else to say it. People keep saying we don't need a trade. We're good. We're fine. Lakers win 3 in a row. And it's like, oh, see, look, this team just needs to gel. No, this team doesn't need a gel. This team's not good enough. Talked about, even through the wins, I've talked about how they still need a trade. They got bullied. Where was D'Lo? D'Lo, 1 of 5, 1 of 4 from 3-point range. I mean, he played 15 minutes, so he didn't play, 25, 30, but still, he was out there 1 of 5, 1 of 4 from 3. 5 assists, I like that. 2 turnovers, I like that. But 5 points, right? Again, Gabe Vincent, Max Christie, they've been solid. They were really good. Anthony Davis didn't have a bad game, but again, it's just the Lakers. It's simple. Lakers got bullied, right? That's the easiest way to put it. Too many turnovers, careless with the basketball, couldn't stop Detroit. Detroit just kept coming, like you knew. You just watched the game. It was just like, all right, this game's going to be going sideways quick. Kept letting them hang around, and then just fell apart. Look, people keep telling me Austin Reaves is the greatest. Austin Reaves has a good game. I'm just a hater. I'm just this, that, and the other. Like I said, the dude had 6 turnovers and committed another 4. He doesn't handle ball pressure well. He went up against a big, physical, athletic team. Lakers are one of the worst ball pressure teams in the league. One of the worst ball pressure teams in the league. And why is that? Because Austin Reaves is on ball more than he's ever been. You need an actual point guard. We need an actual physical point guard, right? You got to figure it out. Point guard, wing, backup center is what the Lakers need to get. But anyway, let's get into all of the super chats, regular chats, all that stuff. Like I said, there's not much to talk about in this game. It was a bad game. Guys didn't show up. We got punked. Well, we got to play the Warriors now. And the Warriors just lost to the Pacers. There we go. I knew it'd come to me. So they just lost to the Pacers. We got to play them at home again. Are they really going to lose 2 straight at home? They're not going to want to, right? On Christmas. This go bad fast, very fast. But anyway, let's get in all the super chats, all the regular chats. Again, I appreciate y'all. Michael, come in and hop the $2 super chat. Oh, also real quick, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Warriors lost, Suns lost, but we lost too. Yeah, and Denver won, which is worse because now they're a full game ahead of us. Or if we won, we still would have been tied and kept pace. But yeah, I mean, Warriors lost, Suns lost. That would have been great for us if we would have pulled out this win. We would have been in great shape. Like I said, we don't leave California till January 3rd. This was a great opportunity to really gain some ground, right? And most of these games are very winnable. The only game that was on this slate that you look at and you're like, all right, Lakers should lose or could lose today was Cleveland. Everyone else, the Lakers should honestly beat. And now we're 0-1. We have like 5 games left. I think it's like 6 games total. The only road game is this Warriors game on Christmas. So it's frustrating. This would have been a really good opportunity for the Lakers. They just blew it. Got absolutely bodied, right? It's just, again, and I talked about it. Pistons they're no slouches this year. Pistons are a good team this year, right? They're in the hunt for a playoff spot. They're young, they're athletic, they're physical. They got good, savvy vets. They wanted to win this game. They just came off of a win on the road against Phoenix. You knew they were going to come to play today. You knew that they were going to show out. And Lakers just, again, they can't beat anybody. Can't, like, any team that has any type of physicality or speed, right? Lakers struggle with because we can't match it. D'Lo, Reaves, Rui, you can't match that, right? Like, the only guys we have really are like Gabe, Max Christie, Jared Vanderbilt when healthy, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, right? But our key guys, our main guys, they're too little. They're too, like, not necessarily height-wise, but just physicality-wise, right? They're not athletic. It's a bad combination, but appreciate you. Dustin, coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Reaves and Russell were awful. Rui don't fit next to Braun. LA needs more athleticism. Agreed. AD needs to see a therapist about his straight throw series. Give me Brogdon and Jonas. Yeah, so, like, again, I've talked the last few days today about the Wizards, because there's like a lot of buzz, a lot of word about Washington and the Lakers working on a trade. Doesn't mean a trade will get done, but they're expected throughout this week to really kind of work on and hash out a trade, try to get something done, or weeks is what it said. So between now and the trade deadline, they're supposed to really start hashing stuff out. Hopefully a trade gets done sooner rather than later. Because, again, like I said, things can get sideways very quick. Rui doesn't fit. He just doesn't. Look, I've said it a million times. He's a 4 masquerading as a 3. He can't play the 3. I don't know how many times. I don't know how more obvious it is. That's why I keep saying, like, I genuinely believe they need to bring him off the bench. Have him and D'Lo off the bench, and then at the 7-minute mark or whatever, you take out LeBron, you take out Reaves, you put in Rui, you put in D'Lo, right? Get some athleticism out there. Gabe Vincent's been balling. Put Gabe Vincent in at the point, because, again, Reaves cannot play the point guard, right? Like, he doesn't handle ball pressure. I've talked about it all season. I talked about it all last season. He can't handle physicality and ball pressure. And Detroit just kept pressuring him, kept using their size and their length and their foot speed and their athleticism to generate turnovers. And Reaves turned the ball over every time, right? Like, so for right now, I think you go Gabe Vincent, Austin Reaves. Probably got to go Max Christie. Be a little small out on the perimeter, but, like, don't have very many options here until, like, Vando and guys are healthy. And then LeBron and AD, and then hope that once, sooner rather than later, trade gets done and we're back. Look, I'm not against the Wizards trade at all. It's not my favorite trade, but I think it's the most realistic. I think it's the thing that is most likely to get done. So get it done. Get it done. But appreciate you, Dustin. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. All right, let's get into the regular chat here until more super chats come in. We need defense and win so bad. Yes, agreed. Brutal, just brutal. I'm right there with you. And to play more physical. Yeah, got. Like I said, we can't match up, right? Like, we don't have the athleticism and the physicality guys, right? Like, Rui can be physical. Rui's a big lower center of gravity body type guy, right? But he doesn't have the foot speed and athleticism to stay in front of guys. Right? So, yeah, when he's at the power forward position and he's in the paint and, bumping guys around, he can handle it, but we don't have that physicality out on the perimeter. I'm taking this extremely personal. If I'm the Lakers, this is unacceptable. I'm right there with you. This was, again, they got bullied. They got bodied. It was embarrassing. That's why I titled it the way it was. Like, literally what happened. There we go again. Yep. 100%. It is incredibly frustrating. This team is full of clowns. I can't wait to lose by 50 to the Warriors. I hope it's not. I hope it's nothing like that. On Christmas Day, Lakers have become laughingstock of the NBA. We're all the people who say no to Jonas and Brogdon. Yeah, again, like I said, it's Jonas and Brogdon. They're not my favorite trades. Brogdon is the exact type of point guard we need. Exactly. That sizable. He's 6'4", 6'5", physical. He's like 235 or something like that. 40+% or 40%. I think it's like 39 and some change, but essentially 40% from three for his career, right? Like, gives you everything. Can make plays, defend, do all that stuff. He is the exact prototype guard we need. The problem is just, can he stay healthy? Can he stay out there on the basketball court? If you told me, hey, Brogdon will give you, by the time you trade him, we'll give you 50 games, the rest of the way from the time we trade him to, the end of the season, then, and we'll be healthy come playoffs. You do that all day. Brogdon also gives you some flexibility. I'm really thinking, because when I made a video talking about the news, I kind of just talked about the news and then just kind of talked about the ins and outs. I think I'm gonna make a follow-up video tomorrow or for tomorrow, diving into like basically answering everyone's complaints in the comment section, because a lot of people were not happy, but I think there's a lot of things that I think I can turn some people around. Again, I like it. I don't love it. If you can get Kuz too, that would be ideal. Does Kuzma, Brogdon, and Jonas make you a contender? I don't know. It depends on how well they mesh and how it looks and how healthy guys are. I wouldn't put it past them, but we'll see. Time will tell. A couple more super chats. May coming in hot with $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Seriously. Fat guy in the red suit came down to my town, called the ladies ho ho ho. Didn't end well for him. We got money for the sled and made reindeer tacos. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much, May. Merry Christmas to you as well. And everybody. Seriously, thank you. I will be doing a live stream post game on Christmas. Got it all worked out. So so I will be here on Christmas. Got to still Laker news. Hopefully Lakers win, but yeah, so I definitely will be here on Christmas Day. But yes, May, thank you so much. Seriously. I really do appreciate it. Merry Christmas to you as well. And hope you have a great one. Hope everybody, seriously, everybody, I hope everyone has a wonderful Christmas. Stakes, $2 super chat. Brogdon has the size to handle the ball pressure. Yeah, look, again, I like Brogdon a lot. Like, if you want to talk about like ideal guards that the Lakers need, Brogdon is one of them. Brogdon is right up the Lakers' alley for what they need. It's why I talk about Bruce Brown so much, right? Because Bruce Brown is big, physical, right? Can defend big. You can essentially defend 1 through 3 most nights, and on occasion even the 4, depending on what the matchup is. We need it. Like, ideally, you need a guy like that. So a Malcolm Brogdon would be perfect. Gives you some flexibility in the offseason because he's $22.5 million expiring. Again, it's not my favorite trade. Primarily, it's just his health. Brogdon healthy is the exact thing the Lakers need. Exact thing. Because he's big, he's physical. Like I said, I think he's like what, 230? Or 235? Whoops. Brogdon. He's, let's see. Where's NBA? ESPN works. Malcolm Brogdon is 230. So he's 6'4", 230. So I'm saying he's big, he's physical, right? Can handle the ball pressure. He can shoot, right? Like, can do a little bit of everything out there. He's not as good of a playmaker as D'Lo, but you don't need that. You just need the initiator, right? You just need a guy that can bring the ball up and not turn it over 10 times, right? You look at Austin Reaves. Austin Reaves is 197, right? So you look at a guy like Brogdon, he's got like 40 pounds on him. It's a big difference. That extra weight, extra physicality, all of that. Austin Reaves, he's, again, we talked about it all off season or all last season. talking about it this season. Lakers are one of the worst teams at handling ball pressure this season. People really think it's a coincidence that Austin Reaves is on ball more than he's ever been, and the Lakers are struggling with ball pressure? Couldn't handle ball pressure last season, right? And now he's expected to do it this season. He's a 2 guard. He's a 2 guard. He needs to stay at the 2. But appreciate you. He should be your secondary playmaker, not your primary playmaker. But thanks so much for Super Chat. Really appreciate that. Where was I? Here we go. To be honest, when was the last time LeBron had missed a shot to win or tie the game for the Lakers? These couple of seasons, trust me, I would have to look back, but I remember all of the games. The last time that he missed a shot, he missed one the other day, a couple games ago. He missed a tie. He's missed a bunch lately. The better answer is, when was the last time he made the shot to win or tie the game? Look, LeBron's the most clutch player in NBA history. Like, it's not an opinion; it's literally fact. But he's not been that the last few seasons. Yeah, I mean, when was the last time he hit a actual game tying or game winning shot at the end of a game? I mean, he's done it in it was like a minute left on the clock. He's hit a bunch of them. I'm talking about literally final shots. He's had a handful this season, between this season and last season. Bam. Anyway. Let's see. Oh, got another super chat. Cosmo coming out, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. These MFs got away with hacking, hugging all night. Yeah, I mean, look, it was a physical game, but you got to adjust to it. The refs aren't calling it. That Anthony Davis foul, I have no idea how that got overturned, right? Even if you argue he hit the ball, right? He still got hit on the body. Literally got hit across the body. Not by Tobias Harris, but trying to remember who the other guy was. It wasn't Cade. Who was it? Was it Beasley? Somebody, you literally see him get hit across the body and he didn't get called a foul. But regardless, it's, you got to be able to adjust, right? What are the playoffs? A physical game. Playoffs are physical. And if teams know, hey, we can be physical and we can body people around. Oh, it was Cade? Okay. So then I was right the first time. Yeah, it came across his body, right? I understand Tobias Harris didn't foul him. Tobias Harris got ball, fine. But he clearly got hit across the body. However, it's just, these are the problems, is just teams know that, hey, if we're physical with the Lakers, we're going to win. And that's a big issue, because we just can't risk. You got to get something done. You got to get some physicality on this team, some bigger bodies. Get my T Thibault. I wouldn't hate Thibault. The problem is, again, two-way. You need two-way guys. If he was just a tack on, sure. I really want to see the Lakers go get Cody Martin. Right, I think he'll be cheap. He's only $8 million. I don't want just him. I'm saying let's say they pull off the Wizards trade. We'll just use that as an example because that seems to be the most realistic, right? If they pull off say the Wizards trade, I would love to see the Lakers then go get a Cody Martin, obviously a Dorian Finney-Smith, something like that. But Cody Martin will be fine. 6'6", versatile forward. He's not a stud or anything like that, but off the bench is great, right? Gives you just some more size out there on the perimeter, more guys that can defend between him, Max Christie, off the bench. I think he'd be good. Lakers trying to struggle against young athletic teams, yep, because they don't have the athleticism. Outside of Max Christie, who's your athletic perimeter guy? Right? I mean, Cam Reddish, but Max Christie had a stellar game and is looking like legit two-way win. Yeah, 100%. He's really coming into his own. And it's great to see. It's beautiful to see. Yeah. Malik Curry showed up today. Of course, when he was on the Lakers, I love how the commentator was like, he loves playing in this building. He didn't when he played for us, right? The guy couldn't save his life when he was in the building on the Lakers. Now he's on another team, comes into the building, can't miss. Dude's lights out. It's wild. Um, yes, I'm in time for the rant. Yeah. People say no to the Wizards trade are the ones who think we don't need a trade. Not you, Tyler, but it's dumb. People actually don't want us to upgrade. And Jonas Brogdon really don't help us, huh? Yeah, I mean they would definitely help. It makes us better. Um, I understand some people's concerns. Jonas doesn't really give you the defense, but again, he's a backup. You're not looking for him to start, right? Like him getting played off the court. Again, it's not when you're asking him to play 40 minutes a game as a starter. That's a big problem, right? But when you're asking him to come off the bench, going up against bench units, and playing 15 to 20 minutes a game, it's not really a problem. You're fine, right? Brogdon, obviously, he's injury prone, right? Like he has injury issues. But what other sizable guard are you really going to get? Like maybe like a Bruce Brown or something. Plus, it's just easier to get a trade done in one swoop than it is like multiple pieces. It's just a lot harder to do that. At the very least, Lee Santa gave another team a Christmas present. But seriously, I hope we finally win a game on Christmas. Don't worry, guys. Got this yet. I mean, the Warriors are not gonna just lay down. Who we dusted the pitchforks off for this season? I don't know. We'll see what Rob does. Otherwise, it's probably Rob. So hold on to your pitchfork. Tyler destroyed it. I mean, everybody. I mean, yeah, it was. Again, Austin Reaves doesn't handle ball pressure. Too many turnovers. I mean, he had like as many turnovers as like the team, like the rest of the team combined. Like it's wild. And it's not counting the like turnovers that he like threw, like that turnover that it was his fault. He literally threw it to AD, but he threw it on the side. It hit AD, and the guy just grabbed it and ran the other way. That's a turnover on Anthony Davis because Anthony Davis was the last one to touch the ball before the turnover. Right? So, yes, it's a turnover on AD on paper, but Reaves is the one that threw it to the guy. It just bounced off of Austin Reaves. Right? Like things like that. It's frustrating. Let's see. Lakers don't need a trade. The refs just terrible. AD was fouled, and Detroit got the ball somehow. Yeah. Yep. Very, very frustrating. I love that Reeves is untouchable. He's such an amazing player. All these Reeves stands are all hiding. I don't, man, get him off my team. The thing that's funny is that I'm even like I have the chat here and I'm like monitoring it, and it's funny that like Austin Reeves was so bad this game. None of the Reeves people are in the chat. Like everyone consensus is like Reeves was awful today. He get like everything that I've talked about, right? But watch Austin Reeves in the Warriors game, have a good game, and he gives you like 20 points or whatever. They'll all be here in that Warriors game. I'm telling you, like clockwork. They'll all be here at the end of the Warriors or whatever game. The next game, Austin Reeves, who knows what game Austin Reeves is going to be good at. But the next game that Austin Reeves is good at, you're going to have all the people in the chat that are like, oh, what happened, Tyler? Oh, Mr. Reeves hater. Where were you? And I promise you, I'm going to call out every single one of them that next stream. It hurts. I'm with you. Yeah, D'Lo was awful. Absolutely awful. Yeah, shows against teams like this. Yeah. But that's the problem is teams know this. And when you get to the playoffs, teams are going to pressure him heavily. Reeves, D'Lo, 2 first for DeJounte Murray. Go get Dorian Finney-Smith, Valanciunas, Sharp. I would not be against that at all. Tyler, you see the foul on AD that we just didn't get a shot, shoot free throws or the ball? Yeah. So, unfortunately, the rule is the team that after all the dust settles, which team ends up with the ball. So usually it's a jump ball if it's like discretionary or if the ball just like goes out of bounds, like somebody doesn't touch it. So by rule, they won the challenge. They were the team that rebound the basketball. Like if Anthony Davis makes the shot, then they count it as 2, and then they go the other way. But he didn't make the shot. So it's technically a rebound. Who got the rebound? Oh, it was Detroit. So, yes. It's so funny. This dude's in every time the Lakers lose, this guy's in the stream. And every time the Lakers win, this guy is nowhere to be found. People like this he really got nothing better to do, huh? Wow, it's wild to me. People just have too much time on their hands. I'm with you, Cosmo. I'm with you. Lakers front office still believes in this team. Okay, I sure hope not. I pray to God that they don't. I pray, I really hope that this is not one of those days where the Lakers are like, you know what, we're good. And that's I made a video on AS the Lakers show where I talked about that. I was like, my concern is that Rob's gonna look at the improved defense in this recent thing and go, you know what, like we're good. You know what, we don't need nothing. We're fine, and that is terrifying to me. But got another super chat. Lance coming out the $5 super chat. I do not see a comment. I don't know if you were just supporting or if you had something to say. I see you said after you got to have an all-star backcourt in LA. I don't know if that was the comment that you were adding to the super chat, but I will answer that because it's the comment you mentioned next after the super chat. First off, thank you so much for the super chat. Secondly, I mean, it's hard to have like an all-star backcourt, right? Like guard, shooting guard, or point guard, shooting guard, especially when you have LeBron and AD. But you do need at least a like a defensive, versatile front court, right? Like again, kind of just using the examples that I think are realistic. Something like like a Malcolm Brogdon and Max Christie, I think would be fine, right? Problem is they're going to have Austin Reaves be the 2. And I just have concerns on the defensive side of things, which is why you got to get a legit 3, right? Lakers having the LeBron AD front court, I think is fine. You just need the pieces around, right? Like, I mean, even in 2020, Lakers didn't have an all-star backcourt, right? It was like Avery Bradley, and then Avery Bradley didn't want to go to the bubble. So it was like, Rajon Rondo, right? Like it was Alex Caruso was bringing the ball up, or LeBron, right? So it's just you just need the complementary pieces. If the Lakers can get a legit 2-way guard and then get a legit 2-way wing, I think the Lakers will be fine. The Lakers will probably be very good at that point, right? Because they'll just be better defensively. Your worst defender would be Austin Reaves at that point. Your worst athlete would be Austin Reaves at that point. And also Austin Reaves wouldn't have to defend the best player. He could defend the third or fourth. I would still personally go with Max Christie just with his athleticism and shooting. If he can keep it up, right? If he can maintain it. Guards fear other good guards. Yeah. Especially defensively, especially if you can get after it defensively. It'd be hard. That's the problem. It'd be really hard to just get a athletic guard or a all-star or 2 all-star guards at this point. But if the Lakers pull something off, I'd be all for it. But again, Lance, I appreciate you. Thank you. Michael, coming to hot the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Felt like we left Holland, Hardaway, and Zico open due to scouting report. Lakers must expect game 7 from these guys. We never learned yet. I mean, Hardaway, this is the guy that killed us was Malik Beasley. What did Hardaway have? Because Hollins was 0 of 1 from 3. It was just the rebounding and just like interior presence. Again, he was just physical, which was an issue. Malik Beasley was the guy that, he was 5 of 10 from 3. There he is. Fonseca was 2 of 2, 4 of 4. Yeah, he was lights out. I mean, it's just problem is when you're the Lakers, every team shoots like they're the dynasty warriors. Like everyone's Steph and Clay, right? I said it earlier. Malik Curry, Like the dude can't buy a bucket to save his life when he's on the Lakers, but when he plays the Lakers, do his lights out. It's frustrating. It is absolutely frustrating to see stuff like that happen. Sorry, I need to get a little water. But yeah, it's just, I mean, what do you do at this point, right? Like every team is just, every team is going to shoot the lights. Every team is going to just dominate us on that, from that standpoint. It's frustrating. Max Christie is like a computer, getting better every game, even hitting Kobe shots. Yeah, I am huge on Max Christie. I have been, basically all offseason. I was screaming, hey, you need to stick with him. I'm glad JG ended up doing that. Yeah, Max Christie has been fantastic. It's just the hustle play. He has athleticism and foot speed, right? I talk about it all the time. Like, I don't recommend this. I don't want to see this happen. But if you had Max Christie, Jared Vanderbilt, and Cam Reddish out there on the basketball court with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, offensively, we'd probably be awful. But defensively, and just, it wouldn't look as bad, right, for the Lakers, because you got a bunch of athletes out there. You got a bunch of guys that are switching and able to move and doing the dirty work and hustle plays and rebounding and doing all that stuff. So, yes, we wouldn't be able to score, but it would look better than it does right now because the Lakers don't have any of that. Max Christie is literally the only guy we have out there that does that at the perimeter position, right? And so when we're not scoring, and then you add in the lack of athleticism and defense, it looks terrible. Let's see. D'Lo and Reaves for Kuzma and Valanciunas. I wouldn't trade Reaves for Kuzma and Valanciunas. Look, I'm last person that thinks that you have to keep Austin Reaves. But you shouldn't have to trade those guys to go get Kuzma and Valanciunas. I'm all for Lakers trading Austin Reaves, but it's got to be for somebody that makes sense, in my opinion. And I just don't think that makes sense, because you can do that without Reaves, right? If it was something like DeJounte Murray, you probably can't do without Austin Reaves. Trade Austin Reaves, right? Something like that. Like I've even talked about, because look, and I'm as big of a Zach LaVine guy as there is. I've even said I wouldn't trade Austin Reaves for Zach LaVine because you don't have to, right? Like if you had to, sure, right? Go do it. Zach LaVine's better than Austin Reaves, but you don't have to. So to me, I would rather trade and get Zach LaVine and then use Austin Reaves to go get that other piece. It would be kind of my thoughts. Yeah, facts. Hammered that home. Yeah, D'Lo only played 15 minutes, but still, in the 15 minutes, it wasn't great. Let's see. Sorry, trying to find something to me. I feel it, Mr. 81. You said a naughty word, so I can't bring it up, but because YouTube's strict on that stuff. But I do feel your pain. Same thing with Swatchers. So Max and Gabe finally start playing better as of recent, but now AD is mentally out of it. Like, WTF do you do? Look, he didn't it's the free throws. I don't know what it is with him in free throws. He's always been a very good free throw shooter, but it's just like the Space Jam aliens came and just like took his free throw shooting. The guy can't shoot free throws to save his life. He's 50% from the foul line. I mean, the guy can't make free throws to save his life, and it's so frustrating. Anyway, I don't have hope for this team. Warriors a win versus the Lakers on Christmas game. I can see that happening. I could see that happening too. Let's see. People said we didn't. I'm right there with you. I started this stream that way of like, do people still really think that we don't need a trade? Too many turnovers against the Pistons. We need a trade done ASAP and a solid big man. Yes. Cade showed up tonight. We need both an athletic two-way guard and a big. Yes. I actually think you need a wing more than anything, personally. Athletic guard and wing, personally. Let's see. Reaves, unicorn athleticism and lockdown D saved us. Will carry us. Obviously. No, I'm right there with you. No reason. It's ironic that your name is Anthony Davis. But yeah, no reason a 4-year-old should be carrying us. Yeah. Dude, and then you try to do like the fancy behind the back pass and stuff, and it's just like, dude, come on, man. So frustrating. Oh, got another super chat. Andrew, come on, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. We don't need to trade. AR and Max can carry. Who needs Levine, Andrew? Who needs Levine? We got Austin Reaves and Max. Hey, look, Max Christie's been very good. He's been solid. Again, I don't think he's untouchable. I don't think he's somebody that you don't trade for the right thing, but he's low. He's low on the total pool for like pecking order of guys that I would trade. That's for sure. But yeah, Austin Reaves. I mean, again, I keep telling people what Austin Reaves is. People keep telling me I'm wrong. People keep in the streams. I mean, you guys have all been here. All right. People keep trying to justify and argue for why he's not. And it's just like every other game. It seems like he proves me right. People are like, no, he's consistent. Huh? What has he been the last few games, right? He was, 1 of 7 from 3 last game. Terrible this game. Turning the ball over. Cost us the game. Right? Like, but clearly I'm just a hater. Clearly I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just a hater, clearly. According to these people. He's just a dunk. Can't even shoot. But thank you, Andrew. Thank you for super chat. Warriors versus Lakers next. Hopefully they play defense on 3. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Don't hold your breath. But that's the problem. It's just the lack of consistency. I talked about it the last handful of games where I was like, hey, Lakers are number 1 in defensive efficiency, but is it sustainable? How long until they can't do that no more? Lance, coming out the final super chat. Thank you so much. Seriously, I appreciate that. Lakers got to be willing to pay for backcourt. Holding draft picks ain't gonna get you a good backcourt. No, 100%. Look, you gotta make some moves, right? The problem is Lakers don't want to get rid of Austin Reaves. I'm not against getting rid of Austin Reaves. I am all for it. I've talked about, go get Levine and a Bruce Brown or Levine and a Malcolm Brogdon or whatever, and go make that push. Go get a Dorian Finney-Smith and let's go win a championship. Day'Ron Sharpe as your backup, you're good. Go sign, a Markelle Fultz or something like that as your backup point guard. You're in great shape. Problem is, Lakers just aren't going to trade Reaves, so they're not going to get 2 guards, right? Like they'll probably get like a Brogdon or something like that, or a Bruce Brown or something to where they can maintain some flexibility. I would still go with Max Christie personally. Like let's say that they get. Let's just for argument's sake, let's say that they get the Wizards package, full package, right? Brogdon, Kyle Kuzma, and Jonas Valanciunas. Like my starting 5 would be Brogdon, Christie, Kuzma, LeBron, and AD. You have athleticism, literally 1 through 5. You have defense, literally 1 through 5. You have shooting, literally 1 through 5. I mean, Kuzma's not great and efficient, but in that corner, he's actually elite. So I'd go with that and then have, let's say Markelle Fultz as your point guard, have Austin Reaves as your 2. You got Connect, Cam Reddish, whomever at your 3. If you can go get a Cody Martin or a Dorian Finney-Smith or something, chef kiss. And then Christian Wood and Valanciunas and your 10 deep, and let's go compete. But that's the problem is, will the Lakers actually pony up what they need? And would they actually trade Austin Reaves? All reports, all indications is no, they would not, and they won't. And that's the problem. As long as they're, you know, again, I'm not saying you trade Austin Reaves just to trade him. I'm not saying you trade him for a bag of chips. But like I've talked about, I think you either trade him for a clear upgrade. Like if you can go get a DeJounte Murray, here you go. Here's Austin Reaves. They should have done it last season, right? Or if you can get, whoever, right? Like, and then whatever the other kind of, so like if you were to get like I said, Zach LaVine, right? Austin Reaves and LaVine make no sense. So then take Reaves because now you don't need him because you have LaVine and go get, like I said, a Bruce Brown or a Brogdon or whatever. Right? That's kind of how I think that they need to balance it out. But again, thank you so much for Super Chat. Really appreciate that. One thing going in our favor for Christmas is we have the second best record against Western teams in the West, only behind the Thunder. We played no second big tonight and got murdered in the paint too. Yeah, I mean we got murdered. Period. It just got dominated across the board. Hopefully, Lakers end up getting something sooner rather than later. Fingers crossed. Let's see. Please get MB, Malcolm Brogdon, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Richards, man. Please. I would love that. Problem is, Richards, thing is, like, a lot of people keep mentioning Richards. And look, I'm all for Richards. I would love to have Richards. However, we don't even know if he's really available, right? He's like, is he even available? I don't know if he is. Because teams have inquired about him. But acquiring and actually being willing to trade are two very different things. Let's see. Lakers trash, bro. D'Lo and Reaves should be moved. They're both weak. No athleticism yet. I'm not against it at all. I hate it when the Lakers down 10 and the fourth, everyone was just standing around. Yeah. Again, it's like every time they get in that hole, they just pack it up. It's like, all right, well, I guess we lost. It's like, where's the fight, man? Like, can we not do stuff like that? It's infuriating. Let's see. No trades plus Vando's back to contend. Gabe Vincent should have taken the last shot. I mean, LeBron was wide open, right? Like, I mean, literally, like even the commentator was like, oh, like, because he was wide open, right? Like, and you run the risk. You got to remember, they probably are going to go foul, right? So if anyone catches, as soon as they touch the basketball, they're getting foul. Let's see. Yes, agreed. Lakers are not good enough. Let's see. Why you keep forgetting Cam when you mention those athletic guys that we have? I mentioned earlier that, imagine Vando, Cam Reddish, and Max Christie. But I primarily talk about Max Christie because he's the guy that's starting playing the most minutes. I mean, Cam Reddish is only averaging like 15 minutes a night, but he is one of the athletes. He is one of the athleticisms. But I'm talking more specifically about the main unit, right? The main core. Like that's why Gabe Vincent is an athletic. It's D'Lo, Rui, Reaves. Those are like the three main guys. Let's see. Can you imagine LeBron 80 Wood Vando AR? We'd be unstoppable. Sweep Denver. Yeah, they cannot they can't handle tough teams. Agreed. If Rob makes the Wizards trade, he needs to be fired. I'm tired of this. I hate to feel underappreciative if we make a trade, but it's not it. Again, I'm not against the Wizards trade at all. I don't think it's the best trade, but you gotta ask yourself this: would you rather the Wizards trade or no trade? Right? Because that could be what it is, right? Like Cam Johnson is probably impossible at this point or close to it. I mean, the Thunder are interested in him. The Thunder could give up 5 firsts just for fun and still have like 40 first round picks. They have like 4 this season, like this upcoming draft. Like, that's the problem. Sorry, trying to find something. AR is overrated and predictable when he makes those passes. He had a bunch of turnovers. Yeah, I mean, teams know what he wants to do now. Scouting reports out. That first season, and I talked about it going in, even don't get me wrong, I was hyping up Reaves like he was the second coming, but right, like I even said one of my concerns were now that teams have tape on him and know what he likes to do, is he ever going to be able to replicate that? And I thought Reaves would because I thought Reaves would shoot the three ball better, and he hasn't, right? Like, and I've talked about it. Watch the games where he shoots the three with efficiency, and then watch the games where he doesn't. It completely changes the game for him, right? Because when he's hitting shots, it opens everything up. So now he can be physical and attack closeout, stuff like that. When he's not hitting threes, teams just sag off of him because they know, like, as soon as I go to closeout, he's going to put the ball on the deck and he's going to try to get in the teeth of the defense, create contact, and get a shot up. But he also is 0 of 3 from 3, so I'll take my chances that he misses. If he makes 2 in a row, then I'll adjust. Vando's not coming back. I hope that's not the case, but hopefully he comes back sooner or later. That's another issue too, is we've seen a lot of guys with foot injuries just never able to get back into the swing of things. Let's see. I don't understand it either. Look, I was one of those people 2 seasons ago that were hyping him up like everyone else because it was worth it. It was warranted, right? And last year, I gave him the benefit of the doubt over and over and over and over again. But then you started getting the midway point of the season, you're like 40, 50 games in, and it's like, all right, something's up with him. Either he's just not what he was, or something's up with him. So then they said, okay, well, he was just tired, playing Team USA, doing all this stuff. People said, well, what about Anthony Edwards? Anthony Edwards is the same thing. And like I said, okay, well, Anthony Edwards is like an insane freak athlete. Austin Reaves, isn't that. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And then we saw it in preseason. People were like, oh, it's just preseason. Okay, fine. Okay. Oh, it's just the first 5 games. Okay, now it's the first 10 games. Now it's just the first 20 games. Like, the bar just keeps moving. At what point do we admit what Austin Reaves is? He's a good player. He's not a great player. He's probably best suited as like your 6th man. He's not your 3rd guy, right? If he's your 4th or 5th guy on your team, you're probably a good basketball team, right? Depending on what those other 2 guys are, right? But he's not what people make him out to be. He's just not. Again, we have a season and a half now compared to half a season, and including playoffs. He shot 28% from 3 in the playoffs last year. Right? Like, again, at what point do we just be honest? Cam Johnson would be great. I don't see a path to Cam Johnson. You got Warriors and the Thunder. As soon as the Thunder get in the picture for anybody, that's it, right? As soon as you hear the Thunder are interested in this guy, good luck, right? Because the Thunder's they have more draft capital, more talent, more everything than everybody, right? They're going to win every trade if they want to. They could go trade for half the league right now. And they could go trade for Giannis and Wemby and still have assets. Like, it's crazy. But, yeah, I would love him. I just don't think it's realistic. Let's see. The Wizards trade is terrible. It doesn't make us better. The only player I like is Malcolm Brogdon. Jonas isn't the right center for us. I understand he's a big bruiser, but he isn't a defensive center. Yeah, but the problem is that, like, you're limited either way, right? Lakers have an issue with bench scoring. Jonas solves that. The defense, yes, is concerning, but you can slot him alongside Anthony Davis a lot and you're fine, especially if you have the perimeter defenders, right? Like, Jonas is fine when you're able to funnel a guy to him. It's when he's on an island and he starts getting cooked, right? Like that's where you're done, right? Like, but as long as you can keep guys funneling to him, he can clean it up. He's not great at it, but he can clean it up. That's my only problem with Malcolm Brogdon. Let's see. Don't worry, guys. This Bill's character. My God. You're not wrong. When you're right, you're right. We need trades for sure. But who fits that's available? I mean, fit wise, there's a lot of guys that fit that makes sense. Just like it's just what's realistic and available. The thing is that like okay, so there's no trade, like singular trade that makes this a contender, right? The closest like best case scenario trade would be like I mentioned. Well, now it can't even happen because Dennis Schroeder is on the Warriors now. But like that full package, like Schroeder, Dorian Finney-Smith, Day'Ron Sharpe, Cam Johnson, like you fill and solve all your holes. Problem is, there's no guarantee that even makes them a contender. You wouldn't know until you actually put the pieces together and then what it works, right? Like nobody thought PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford were the missing pieces for Dallas. I mean, even Dallas fans were like, "Oh, that's great pickups," right? It's all everyone was like, "Oh man, good for them." PJ Washington, say PJ Washington from Charlotte, and we're able to get Daniel Gafford from Washington. Perfect. Like, hey, good on them. But nobody was like, "Oh, like they're gonna go from are they even gonna be in the play-in to in the NBA Finals?" And it just worked. It clicked, right? So it's why I've talked about like don't underestimate the value of even one guy, right? But it's just you won't really know until you put the piece together, right? Again, I'm not big on the Wizards trade, but it's probably the most realistic, and maybe it does make us a contender. Malcolm Brogdon can stay healthy. He is exactly what you need at the guard position. Big, physical, two-way guard that can play on ball, play off ball, would fit beautifully next to Reaves and LeBron and all these guys and let them do what they need to do. Kyle Kuzma, right? If he can up the best efficiency he had was when he was with the Lakers. That was his best efficiency seasons. Like, can he get back to being efficient with the Lakers? Right? Like, you never know what the fit and everything will kind of become when you put these guys together. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Also, you got to keep in mind like the like vibe. I had another word in my head. I couldn't spit it out. But essentially like the vibe, let's say, like that change, like you go get 2, 3, 4 guys, right? All of a sudden, the team feels different. All the frustrations and struggles and everything. Right? I talked about this a couple seasons ago when the Lakers pulled off the big swing trade. And I talked about like these guys weren't dealing with the 2-10 start. These guys weren't dealing with the frustrations and LeBron and AD and their issues and right like you get the freshness into the room, right? So that it's a Febreze commercial, right? Like people, you get a bunch of new bodies that are excited. They're going to wear the purple and gold. They're going to take pride in it, right? They're going from their bad situation to, oh, now I'm playing with LeBron and AD and we're trying to win a championship, right? Like so much changes, right? The environment. There we go. That's what I wanted. That was the word I was looking for. The environment completely changes. So yeah, again, don't underestimate the value of a guy. Let's see. You can't win until you lose to the Pistons twice. You're not wrong. I completely disagree. JD Redick is far from the problem. JD Redick has been actually very good this season. The fact that we have been the number 1 defense in the league the last like month of December is very, very good. Tells you he's a good coach. Bron needs to retire. He's effing up the clutch stats. I feel like I'm overhyping Austin Reaves. He can go. I come to realization that Reaves isn't as good as we thought. He's a very good role player at best. Thank you, Mr. 81. So you don't think I'm a hater no more, huh? Thank you for coming to my side. I appreciate you. Look, again, Austin Reaves, he's a good basketball player. I've never said he's trash or you trade him for a bag of chips. I've never once said he's garbage, right? Like, but he's a role player. That's what he is. He's your fourth through sixth man. He's not your first, second, third guy. He's just not. And he's not going to be as much as we want him to be. We've seen lots of guys have great seasons and great runs, stuff like that. I've talked about Chandler Parsons got a max deal from, what was it, Houston or whatever? I mean, even he jokes about it to this day because of how bad that deal was. And he can't believe that somebody paid it. He was out of the league before the contract was up. Like, things like that. Yeah, always get fish out. Yeah. He gets hunted. AD's free throw shooting is. I don't know what happened. His confidence is shot. Trade LeBron and AD. It's Reaves' time to shine. Let's see. AD's competitive personality is just so fragile. You're not wrong. Again, he's not the number one guy. He has all the talent to be the best player in the league. Like, no joke. Like, what can he not do on the basketball court? And he's arguably the best defensive player, right? Like, every season. Well, Wemby's in the league now, so Wemby's probably the best defensive player. But you get my point, right? Like, it's just, it's so crazy to me. Like, if he had that just like, give me the ball and get out of my way mentality, Lakers would probably be the best team in the league every year. The guy is insanely talented. Yeah, seriously. You're not wrong, Liberty. Yeah, commit sins at the free throw line. Y'all, it's time for a trade. We need some physical players and another big man. Obviously, because AD was tired out there. Rob, Plinko, what are you doing? Hopefully, a trade gets done sooner rather than later. Hopefully. Yeah, and me and Gabe's nuts. They said it was like marginal or whatever. Sure. Let's see. I support bringing Jonas and Kuzma in maybe. Yeah, like I said, I'm not against it. Like I said, it's not my favorite thing, but I think, would it make us better? Yes, we'd be a lot better. Kuzma, like, I saw a lot of people talk about, not Austin, Rui Hachimura. But he's better offensively than Kuzma. But it's not about that, right? It's about Kuzma being the better natural three, better defensive player, better rebounder, right? Like, and we know he can play alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Let's see. I just checked Cody Martin's stats, 32% from three, stay away. But again, he's a cheap 6'6" defensive two-way guy who's also playing on Charlotte, and big difference slotted alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And I don't think he's a career 32% guy. He might be having a down season, but I mean, half the league is having a down season from three-point range until they play the Lakers, of course. But half the league is struggling. I think he's like a 36% three-point shooter for his career. No, he's 32 for his career. He had 2021, 2022 was 38.4%. But again, it's more, you're not asking for him to come and be your starter, right? Like, I don't want him to slot in and be our three, but as far as like a 6'6" versatile two-way wing, right? Like, that gives you that. That's why I like him. He's cheap, he's talented, he can do multiple things on the basketball court. not to relate to football, but Liverpool, football. Liverpool and the Lakers were very similar to start new coaching underwhelming last season and started this season good. Those two teams are far beyond each other now. Yeah. Let's see. Why can't the front office see that yet? Man, bro, we have to trade Reaves or bench him. Man, bro, we have to trade Reaves and bench him. Have him come off the bench. Yeah, look, I think that he's best suited as the sixth man role, but what else? Searching to find something. Me. Why did LeBron shoot that last shot? Because he was wide open and there was only 2 seconds left, 2.5 seconds left, and they were going to foul. So he needed to get it up before they fouled. Apparently they do. They weren't willing to trade him for like 3 All-Stars. 1,000%. I have made this argument regularly. Look, I've said it before. What contender would he start on right now? Not even be the third guy, just start on. We always, when go on a streak, we get high on the Lakers and they end up losing to a team they should beat, and they look so soft and weak against the Pistons. Again, it's a bad matchup for the Lakers based on the personnel that they have. Detroit's they're young, athletic, and physical. Lakers have struggled with that literally the last like 2-3 seasons. And it's a problem. Reaves sucks. Did today, that's for sure. Reaves can flourish on the bench, passing out towels and delivering Gatorade. Let's see. You know what? Because Lakers in this game are cowards and afraid of shooting on the first quarter, when they were leading, they were always in a hurry. It seemed like they were behind 1K points. The fourth quarter was worse than that, man. They panicked, and it was like a 8-point game with like 7 minutes left. And they just started taking like a bunch of like crazy, silly shots. Why do we even draft Dalton Reaves as our future baby FX? You're not wrong. Andrew, coming out $2 super chat. I would trade both unprotected firsts. I would trade both first unprotected for Kuz and Jonas. I don't know if you're trolling, Andrew, or if you're being serious, because this whole chat is trolling, which I love it. I love that that we're having some fun, especially in such a dark time. But I don't know how serious you're being right now. Would you trade? Because I wouldn't trade both first for Kuz and Jonas Valanciunas. I'm gonna assume that you're trolling, but I think I know you well enough to know that you're trolling. So I'm gonna go on the assumption that you're trolling. But to answer the question, because it is super chat, so I'll answer the question. No, you do not trade both first for Kuzma and Jonas. A first and like 2 seconds, sure. I wouldn't even trade both first for Malcolm Brogdon, Kuzma, and Jonas Valanciunas. But if you can get Kuz and Valanciunas for a first and 2 seconds or something like that, then yeah, I wouldn't be against it. Again, it's not my favorite trade, but I wouldn't be against it. But thank you, Andrew. Like I said, I'm going to go on the assumption that you were trolling. Let's see. Need to trade all Laker teams. You're not wrong. Our guards can't handle ball pressure. Also, one dribble, and anybody is at the rim yet. Exactly, which is the problem. Let's see. Sick of Reaves, man. He plays decent 2 games, and he's untouchable. Look, I've been trying to tell y'all, like, the guy, he's inconsistent. I don't know what else to say. The guy is inconsistent. It's frustrating, but that's what he is. He's not consistent. He's not. Like, as much as we all want him to be, he's not. He'll have a good game and then have a bad game, or he'll have like 3 good games and then 2 bad. It's just, it's frustrating. Let's keep it real, man. Reaves was undrafted. He was never going to be an all-star, so he's overachieved. Yeah, look, again, like, is one of the better undrafted guys ever. You know, like, again, Austin Reaves isn't a bad player. He's just not the guy that we need him to be. He's just not. Again, I'm not against keeping Reaves. I just don't believe you should keep him over winning. Is my thing. Like, if you can turn Austin Reaves into a guy that can help you win, go win. Lakers are the worst organization in sport. I don't know about that. There's some pretty bad teams, man. I mean, Sacramento is pretty bad. Let's see. You need to get Zach. Look, you're preaching to the choir here. I am huge on Zach. Hey, who is it? Yovan Buha, I think it was, said that Zach LaVine could still be an option for the Lakers. Reaves, LOL. Have you seen that guy's contract? Let's see. James Worthy is so tired of trying to explain what went wrong every time the Lakers. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame the guy, man. Like, it happens regularly. This was a trap game, first game back home from a road trip, and last game before the big Warriors game on Christmas. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, you're definitely trolling. Lakers had great defensive guards in 2020. Caruso, KCP, Bradley Green. Yes, exactly. You need to get back to that. You need to go get a legit two-way guard or two, ideally. We already have Ghost Reaves. I'm a LeBron fan. Such an offensive to me. I love AD, but he's not the guy to take over as the guy when LeBron retires or leaves. Agreed. The hope is that when LeBron leaves, somebody else comes. If not, then trade him, rebuild, hit the reset button. Look, I'm not against them hitting the reset button, period, but you gotta pick a lane, gotta pick a direction. It's frustrating right now. I feel it. Let's see. I've seen a YouTube video where a lot of guys used to be scared when they used to face Derrick Rose. Other guys fear great guards. Well, yeah, I mean, Derrick Rose was pre-injury. Derrick Rose was like unfairly good. That dude was like insane. I mean, he's youngest MVP for a reason, right? Dude was ridiculous. So yeah, Andrew coming out $2 super chat. If they keep Reaves, they're good. Both first for Jonas, straight up. Just Jonas for both first. Just pony it up. Lakers, what are you waiting for? Go get Jonas, 2 first. Andrew says, I'll make the call. I'll make the call after this stream. I appreciate you, Andrew. I forgot to say, did you see D'Lo shoot that fast break? Yeah, the one in transition. Yeah, that was terrible decision. I have no idea. Your guess is as good as mine. AR is dog doo-doo. They thought this game was easy. I don't know if they thought it was easy because they got smacked by them not that long ago. I just think that it's just a bad matchup for them. They don't have the physicality and athleticism to match up. Warriors will cook the Lakers style on Christmas game. Probably. It's not a bad bet. Spurs won a Reaves last time. Why not give away the people's goat for Keldon and Vassell? If only I would do that in a heartbeat. I would give me Vassell. Unfortunately, I don't think that they want him that bad. And now they have Castle, so I don't think that they'll do that. The people's goat, that was good. I like that one. Sticks coming out $2 super chat. AR is a natural 2. He's not a playmaker. Shake my hand. Look, I've said that for years. He can make plays, right? He can run the basics. He can run the pick and roll. He can find the occasional cutter. He can be the swing man, right? He can get the hockey assist. But him as your primary playmaker, he's not that. If he's your secondary playmaker out there, you're fine. But outside of that, he can't handle the point guard duties. And Lakers keep trying to force that with him. And it just doesn't make sense. And it's frustrating. Why is Christie getting so many minutes? He's a bench player on every other team, if that. Because Lakers don't have anyone else, and he's been great for them. He's been fantastic for them. I think that the Lakers need to go get some upgrades, but you don't have another option. He's the guy. And he's been very good for the Lakers. Very good. These last 7-8 games, he's been money. He's been their best perimeter defender. The Lakers aren't now. You're not wrong. Kuzma and Jonas are bad trades. I don't think they're not bad trades. They're not the best trades, but they're not bad. Let's see. Just give Reaves the keys of the kingdom already. Sorry, trying to find something of me. It's like trading for Tatum and Jokic. It's because Tyler's kids didn't show. Apparently, they weren't screaming in the background. Let's see. D'Lo's hurt. I don't know what he is, but he was not good today. I'll tell you that. They played the Kings again after the Warriors game. Yeah, play them 3 times in a week span. Sort of like Cam Reddish, so full of potential, but never given a real chance to develop. Yeah, I've said Cam Reddish is like the product of bad situation. Let's see. Kings are selling DeRozan. Are they? Have they made him available? DeMar. I didn't see anything about that. DeMar DeRozan. I mean, if you're Sacramento, you should. I don't know. I have to look into it. I don't see anything about him actually being available. There's a couple reports that are should the Warriors trade Andrew Wiggins to acquire 6-time All-Star? Things like that. Let's see. I don't have to look into that. It would be funny if Ruiz traded back to the Wizards. It's possible. I mean, look, the Wizards would take him on. I've seen people be like, why would the Wizards want him back? They let him go because they didn't want to pay him $25 million a year, and they had other wings that were taking his spot. Well, they traded those guys, right? So now it makes sense for them, at least for the roster. Let's see. Yes, AR is a good player, not great. Agreed. Value might be already declining. It's very possible. Because if we see it, other teams see it. I'd rather have the Nets Jazz trade over Washington. Problem is you're not going to – I don't see the Lakers getting Cam Johnson from the Nets. And that would leave Dorian Finney-Smith and Day'Ron Sharpe. Kyle Kuzma and Jonas Valanciunas would be better than Dorian Finney-Smith and Day'Ron Sharpe. Jazz trade only makes sense if you can get Kessler, but they don't really seem that serious about trading Kessler. I still think he's gettable, but you'd have to greatly overpay, and Lakers just can't afford it. Now well, this chat has lost his damn mind. All right, let's do a couple more. Do a couple more, and then we'll skate on out of here. Pelinka, come on, man. You got to get something done. Need you to get something done. You need to trade for Jimmy Butler. I prefer to stay away. Supposedly, they're not really trying to trade him anymore. Kuz can't shoot. AR is 35%. Braun is better going to the basket. 80 isn't a shooter. And Kuz, yeah, right. There's no spacing on that lineup. Kuz corner three is he's like 60% or something like that in the corner three. See if I can find that real quick. He's like really good from the corner three. Lakers didn't have floor spacing when they won the championship. They were, 27th in the league? They need the perimeter defense more than anything. Corner 3%. Let's see. No, I want this corner three. Where's this corner three? I don't want this season's three. I want this corner three. This one. Why isn't it branding up? I keep saying this and then let's see. No, that's not it. I don't know why this keeps defaulting. I keep trying to bring it up on StatMuse and it keeps booting me out. Here we go. So, oh no, this was last year. Last year he was he was 41% from 3-point range on the left corner and then 40.4% on the right corner. But what is this season? I can't find this season. I know I have the stats somewhere, but anyway, I know he's like in the 40s. I believe he's in the 40s in the corner threes. Overall, this season he's like 28% from three in total, but from the corners he's actually good for just whatever reason he likes to shoot from everywhere on the court. Let's see. Sorry, shouldn't have said me. Yes, need new blood. Agreed. Would you guys rather have Kyrie than D'Lo? Without a doubt. No questions asked. Can't buy a house that it's not for sale. I would make a lot of different trades than Jonas and Kuzma. Problem is that it's one thing to want those things. Another thing is how realistic are they to get them? The reason Jonas Valanciunas make the most sense because it's probably the cheapest. All right, let's do like two more. Where would Reaves be on the 2019-2020 team six-man? Oh. It's a good question. Yeah, probably sixth or seventh man. Yeah, I don't think he'd start. Who's he starting over? right? He's not starting over Avery Bradley. He's not especially Avery Bradley. Avery Bradley was Frank Vogel's guy. Like, he loved Avery Bradley, right? So he's not starting over Avery Bradley. He's not starting over Danny Green, right? He's not going to start over Kuz and those guys, right? Like, or LeBron. Like, yeah, he's bare minimum sixth man, if not worse. So yeah, he's probably seventh, eighth guy, because Kuz is probably your sixth, right? And then from there, it's like probably him. In the playoffs, he'd probably be your eighth or ninth, because playoff Rondo's a real thing, right? Like, I don't know. It's a good question. Like I said, he'd probably be. My guess is, he'd probably be somewhere in that range. But all right, let's do one more, and then I'll get out of here. Do you think the Wizards trade make us a contender and we still get that? The problem is, it would be very, very, very difficult to do that, to make that happen. Because I mean, well, you wouldn't be able to get Levine, Valanciunas, and Kyle Kuzma, because that would be what? That'd be 43, 53, and then what did he make? 63, so, or 23, so be like 70, almost 80 million you'd have to send out. Still set a roster. I guess technically you could. No, if you got Zach LaVine, I would rather go the depth route, or go get like a Bruce Brown to put alongside LaVine. Personally, it's probably what I would do. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here so I can go make some videos and stuff like that. Hopefully, not be up till 5 in the morning. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I want you all to have a wonderful, wonderful holidays. I will be here on Christmas after the game. So stay tuned for that. What time is the game? The game is at 5. So yeah, I'll be doing the post-game stream as usual. So I hope to see you all there on Christmas, and I'll wish you all a Merry Christmas in person. But again, thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Seriously, you guys are awesome. Everybody that gave me super chats, thank you so much. Seriously, helps me out a ton. Helps me keep food on the plate, right? But I appreciate you guys. Seriously, you guys are awesome, and I will see you all in the next one. Hopefully we beat the Warriors on Christmas Day. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.